Hope everyone's doing good. I'm really sick though. Wake up every morning, last couple mornings, and I've been throwing up. Hey Shaz, hope you're doing good. I'm not doing good. Um, I don't want anyone to feel bad for me, but I'm really sick. And thanks. I don't know what to do anymore. And these dogs don't listen to me either. They just dig into the trash. This is the I've cleaned up the trash 4 times already. I'll probably just be picking up trash again today. I just can't stand it. I hate seeing trash. But I don't know what's going on. I wake up every morning and I'm all dizzy. I'm always sick to my stomach. I'm trying to eat healthy, find good that I mean, find food that is good, but I don't know. I think it's both, it's hard for me to eat any processed foods, but I also got something going on with my stomach. I don't know. Maybe it's all the anxiety. Maybe that's what made me throw up, but I don't know why I'm so lightheaded all the time. I'm not drinking, you know, a lot of caffeine or anything like that. I don't know what's going on. I'm completely sober right now. So, like I said in my other video, that I realized the reason I was had anxiety all the time, and I only used to smoke cannabis or do a dab like once a day, twice a day, right? And then um, when my dad died from prostate cancer, I started smoking giant blunts. I'm not bragging about this. I don't advocate anyone doing anything, you know. Um, so this is a harm reduction video. Don't be like me. Don't Please don't abuse your children and animals. They're gonna end up however you treat them, like a spoiled brat, or if you abuse them, it's gonna stick with them. Roots are everything, right? If a tree, it's really hard to move. You can take any kind of organic matter. whether it's a plant, tree, and you try and relocate it, you pull it. You can be really gentle, but you'll notice that those networks of the tree's roots very sensitive, right? So it's the same as, I'll never have kids. I'm way too fucked up in the head. It's not like, you know, mark my word, I never have and I never will laid hands on children. Only time I got down is when this bully bullied me for years when I was 16, and he didn't like me dating Navajo Zuni women. I look at people as people. They're all beautiful, but I tell you what, I feel like I don't know what's going on here because I don't know about you guys, but I'm nothing special. But isn't it frustrating when no one listens to you? You know, I can understand if I was spewing. You know what's crazy to me though? If I was, you know, look at all the popular YouTube channels. People like illusions. People like their fake cake and they like to eat it. You know what I mean? Um, Ignorance is bliss. And the more that I've seen, and alcohol will just destroy your brain, Adderall, Xanax, all that shit cracks your aura, cracks your spirit. And my 2 cents. And it's really frustrating how I know I'm not totally alone because I tell you what, I was out there yesterday, you know, recalibrating the cameras and shit down by the road where they called the cops on me for picking up fucking biohazard urine bottles, trash. There was a sweet old lady that stopped, came by, and I just thought they were gonna say, get the f out of the road, like a lot of people. They'd be like, get the f out of the road. The school bus driver almost ran me over, and I talked to her, and she goes, "How are you? What are you doing?" You know, she's just she's actually a nice person, right? And she's all, "Oh, look out for your dogs." She keeps looking at my dogs, and my dogs will not listen to me. I try kindness all the time. I try yelling at them. I hate yelling. My voice is gone. I've been yelling. I'm tired. A warrior gets tired of fighting. But they're out on the road all the fucking time, just pulling at my heartstrings. And they won't listen to me. They keep digging in the trash. You know what I mean? I'm picking up trash, the neighbor's trash. I'm going to sue the fuck out of him for, I can tell now because I just made some noise when I got up with the megaphone. I told him again, $3,000 if you want to go hand on hand combat, no weapons, and we'll film it. He's in jail right now because once you quit drinking alcohol, and we already have DMT naturally occurring within us. So we already have these ways to know things, whether you call it telepathy or whatnot. But, you know, plant medicine, the fungi, the truffles, the lion's mane, the cordyceps, for that YouTube algorithm. I'm not advocating taking anything. But I tell you what, plants are plants. Drugs are drugs. A drug is synthesized and processed. But anyway, what you learn, and we all know this since children, is um I forgot how I'm gonna I forgot how I was gonna say this, so I'll just be quiet for a minute. Well, yeah, you have a way of knowing things, and it's not so you can be like those assholes that put a put a price tag on spirituality, like my ex cult leader Sri Gary Olson, Master Path, holding my whole family and friends captive in the head. But that's everything is a cult, you know. But anyway, you realize there's a way of knowing things, and you know, from what I've learned, God, you don't seek God, God seeks you. You don't seek, my life is far from anything elegant. It's extraordinary because I've been through a lot of shit, but it's nothing to brag about. My cannabis use is nothing to brag about. You know, it's all from medicating from trauma and PTSD. And the shit sticks with me with like glue. I mean, if you're just imagine, I mean, some people have had similar experiences, but just imagine, everyone deserting you and turning on you. All your friends, all your family. Well, not all of them, but 90%. And then you're in a neighborhood where the cops are acting like thugs. A gangster is not a threat to the community. I know so many gangsters in Vegas. They're great fucking people. They don't keep their dogs in cages on a fucking leash. And usually it's like this big, you know what I mean? The leash. Or the leash is all wrapped around a tree or something. And that's why dogs get sick. It's common sense. They need to be away from where they go to the bathroom. We would all get sick if we had to live where we shit. And speaking of shitting where you eat, all these fuckers shit where they eat. So anyway, this sweet old lady, she goes, "Oh, I know that school bus driver. I seen him." And I tell them about the cops, how they all drew guns on me for fucking and pointed guns at me. And I didn't even point my little fucking BB gun, little paintball gun at them. That's how much respect I have for a fucking cockroach. That's how much respect I have for life, for a gentleman or a lady. But if you don't act like a gentleman or a lady, but she says, "Oh, I know, I've seen him. He's so dangerous. He's this old fucking hippie." You know what I mean? And the school system, they hire whoever. The state hires whoever. Background checks don't mean a thing. It's all about who you know. Oh, and there's a lineage, Oh, yeah, my father was so and so. And yeah, he was a fat fuck that worked at MVD too. Didn't do anything. And I'm not putting down anyone that has a weight problem, but it's not healthy and it's not okay. God doesn't want us to be unhealthy. I'm too fucking skinny right now. I'm only 160 pounds. I need to get back to 200. But my stomach is fucked. But this is not a pity party because there's children that are being bombed as we speak. But anyway, that sweet old lady down by the road, she's like, yeah, you should sue him. Sue him. And I could see it in her eyes. I could see the passion, the truth. And our intuition knows, our instinct knows all things because it's connected to our higher self, to God. And like I said, you don't seek God. You don't seek these answers. They come in no form. All the times that, like for instance, I think it's like 4 or 5 years ago, I was coming back at 3 o'clock in the morning because, I got so tired from working all day in Santa Fe. I live 40 minutes from Santa Fe, and it was in the winter, and a lot of times I'll just camp out wherever. I camped out in ghetto gangster neighborhoods in Colorado, and no one fucks with me. You know why? Not because I'm anything special or I'm some tough guy. It's because God has had mercy on me and is watching my back and my angels. But anyway, I took a nap over there in Santa Fe and I was coming back and I was only going 65, 68. And since I worked with Orkin Pest Control, and I later realized that, there was a governor on the Orkin truck. I was the Orkin man. You could only go 69, but it's a really good thing to do because it still takes me 40 minutes to get to Santa Fe if I go to 69 or 79. And I save a lot of gas. It's way more chill. I just meditate, listen to my music, pay attention to the fucking road, enjoy the scenery, enjoy the moment, because the moment can be gone like that, and then it's over. But I had this, and I've had it before, and these messages come, they're not a voice telling you what to do. It comes with no form. You can't place it, but this message came to me like, maybe you should just pull over. And because I noticed the temperature is dropping dramatically. And this, message, maybe you should just pull over and, nature calls, go take a leak. Not to be gross, but, we're all in a big hurry in America, not going to the bathroom when we need to, not drinking water when we need to, not eating right foods. And we're just like, oh, America, da da da, fucking rat race, a disgrace to rats. Because rats have more organization and awareness than humans. A lot of humans. But anyway, this message came, and I was like, nah, even though, I'm always drinking water and I had to, it would have been cool to pull over. I always find treasures by the side of the road too. Because when people are in a hurry, when I'm in a hurry, that's when you lose stuff, and then someone finds a treasure. So it's kind of funny how that works. I've found bottles of tramadol before. I found big thing of baling wire that I'm using to build with my house. But anyway, then I noticed this ice very finely just coming. It was like, like the ivy, um, like when someone's on life support, it's like, but it started coming through barely on the windshield. And I was like, oh shit. I was looking at the temperature. It was getting down to, it gets pretty damn cold in the winter. It used to get colder when I was growing up in New Mexico, but it was getting way below zero. I think, I can't remember, but it was drastic. And then I was coming down this hill and I was only about 10 minutes from my house if I was going, my usual 69. And uh, all of a sudden, holy shit, you know. And I have a Toyota SR5. I'm blessed to own it. And that truck has been with me through thick and thin. But, it's a long bed truck, extended cab, 2014 Toyota Tundra. And, you know, it's not really good at, especially when people jack trucks up, it fucks up all the handling. So, I mean, the handling is okay, but it's a truck. It's not a little low profile car. It's not like my S2000, which it'll be up and running soon too. That's my little baby stick shift. But anyway, I just started going this way, that way, almost and ready to flip. Scary. Just this black ice just came out of nowhere. And black ice, and I know it's part of the geoengineering weather modification program, but almost flipped. And then the message came through again. And this is what it relayed to me. It just said, just relax, you know, and don't touch the brake. Don't touch, don't hit anything. Just relax and guide it into the median. That's what I did. Holy shit. And my heart is just. And this is when I smoked American Spirit cigarettes. It's a shame American Spirit sold out because they used to be all natural tobacco like the natives puffed. The sacred ancestors. But anyway, it's kind of an oxymoron. I put it, on 4-wheel drive. I light up the cigarette right away, and I'm like, holy shit. So my heart is already floored, and then I'm smoking a cigarette. Makes a lot of sense. Like I said, society has the problem. They have the solution. They have the solution to the problem. They make the solution, they make the problem in a lab. You know. But anyway, so then I get over to the exit and I pull off and I'm just like, fuck this, right? Like, I'm just going to sit here. And by this time, the black ice is built into slowly layered. So now we're getting some crazy fucking ice. And it wasn't a jinx or a curse or a vex. And I don't put a curse on anyone that hasn't harmed me. Curses are real though. Spelling is a spell. But anyway, I see this semi haul ass by me, right? And I'm like, oh no. Like I just thought, no. I hope they don't flip. And sure enough, about a block down, that shit flipped. Helicopters everywhere, police everywhere. fire department everywhere, and here comes the police and fire department hauling ass to the scene. You know what I mean? Like, what kind of dark comedy are we living in? You know, police hauling ass. You know, everyone get out of the way, and then everyone's panicking. Fucking, this is how they drive in New Mexico. When the police come, people are like, "Oh my god!" They start going off the road and shit. Almost have an accident. You know, just because police look so intimidating now. They're not here to protect and serve. They're all decked out in black like Batman. Well, guess what? I'm going to start walking up and down this road decked out like Batman with full fucking armor. You know what I mean? I'll slow down this road. I'll sue the sheriff's department for pointing guns at me. I'll sue the New Mexico State Police for pointing guns at me. And each one of you are welcome to a $3,000 duel. And I hate this shit. You know what I mean? I hate violence. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You know? And it's just really frustrating how I don't like I said, I'm not anything special. I'm just talking because I don't have anyone else to talk to except God and my dogs, but a lot of times they don't listen. And I know they know what I'm talking about when I tell them, no, quit fighting, quit attacking Boxer. That dog that bit me, she's still fucking attacking Boxer for the most trite fucking crumb of she's not skinny anymore. There's so much. I leave out bowls of food for them. Fucking roadrunners eat it. Mice eat it. They will never run out of food or water. And they're still acting like brats and babies and bitches. And I used to act the same way. But like I said, I mean, how you act to your dog is how they're gonna act. And I'm trying to. Oh shit! Fucking spider! Fuck that! Those little spiders, not the tarantulas. Those are the ones that sneak up on you, bite you. I've had a spider lay down like a fucking tattoo all the way. Just bite the fuck out of me while I'm sleeping. So, sorry, spiders. There's another one too, the fucking assassin bug. It's like a giant bed bug. Those fuckers die too. They come into my house because most of the time they come right back in. They're predators. Like these hobo spiders, these black widows. There's a brown widow as well. They're all predators. So fuck predators. I'm fucking Arnold. I'm going to take out the predator. You know what I mean? This is all Satan's army. And this Halloween, I'm going to scare the shit out of all these people that think they're scary. You know what I mean? I'm going to be walking around looking like Batman with armor. I have the money. I'm going to sue the hell out of them. And like I said, this whole, not all of them, but the old school people that know the history of this place, this is called, I'm right across from Starvation Peak. And this is where history, this is the history. It's proven. The Native Americans got tired of the bullshit. Shame on my ancestors. Most of the white people were just, the stupid racism thing. But the natives ran them up there and they said, you can starve or you can come down. You come down, we're going to pop you off, right? With the little dart gun, you know, the arrow. That's why I like the little 22. That's all I need. That's all I have. You can't even hear it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a man of violence. But the greatest warriors are like a samurai. They're calm, collected. And Lord knows I haven't been calm or collected. That's probably why I'm throwing up every morning. That's probably why that's why my voice is gone. But it's okay. You know, when you scream and yell, that's how you build up your voice. You know, I think it's hilarious. Ronnie Radke, he acts all tough, and he's got a video of him with a hose. You know, oh, my throat hurts, or screaming. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And Ronnie Radke, I'm gonna call you out again. And Alex Terrible, you're wearing demon masks. You're preaching demonic bullshit. You shouldn't even be doing music. You know, Alex Terrible, what a fake. Slaughter to Prevail. I got your slaughter right here. And all you fuckers on YouTube too. $3,000 cash. No weapons. If there is a weapon, it'll be a chopstick. Here you go. The weapon is a chopstick. I'm serious. I'm tired of these fucking demons. I cast them out in Jesus' name. And ask Christ to help me. But I tell you what, like I said, there's a lot of people, a lot of my gangster friends in Vegas, they're tired of police not doing anything in the school zones. People hauling ass, school buses hauling ass, you know, just letting fucking, you know, like I said, once you dip into Satan's fucking menu, Adderall, Xanax, antidepressants, fucking, and certain plants too, Datura, you know, opium, heroin, all that bullshit. That's it. You got the mark of the beast. And you didn't even know. You know what I mean? You're breathing in chemtrails. You didn't even know. Illuminati Congo, shout out to John Hooks. He's got a badass song. Fucking MK Ultra. You didn't even know. And I didn't even know. I was brainwashed. You know, raised to disrespect Christ. And you know what? I don't really ask for forgiveness. I know what I've done. No one has to forget or forgive anything I've done. I used to say sorry when I was a kid. And have you ever encountered this? Some people would say, well, quit saying you're sorry. It's annoying. Like, wow. Now that I think about that, wow. I can see clearly now that the rain is gone. Rest in peace, Jimmy Cliff. Original reggae, original Rasta. And you know, get out of here with all these fake Rastas, you know. But hey, check it out. Slaughter to Prevail, I digress. Alex Terrible. You ain't terrible at all. What kind of fool gets a tattoo of a fucking scar? I hate this scar on my head. There's a fucking speed bump right here. You know what I mean? This shit ain't ever going away. But it's on my left side, which is strange because Christ said something about the right and left. I need to study more. But Christ's original teachings, they smashed what Thomas said. The Gospel of Thomas. They got rid of so many books at the Council of Nicaea. They got rid of Mary Magdalene, and they've been smashing women ever since. Shame on all you cultures out there too. But what kind of fool? Alex Terrible. He gets a tattoo of a scar on his head so he can look tough. It ain't tough to go to prison. It ain't cool. This is not what I want for the kids. I'll never have my own kids. That ain't cool. It ain't cool to drink alcohol. Alcohol. None of that shit is cool. Leave all your bullshit. Leave the kids alone. History repeats itself. But you know, a lot of the older generation, I used to think of them as like, oh, too strict, you know. But I tell you what, you let your dogs do whatever they want. You let your kids do whatever they want. We're living in a madhouse, an animal house. And I cannot do it physically, mentally. Shit makes me sick. I just preached to the neighbor over here. Christ compels you. I got a giant cross facing them, cameras facing them 24/7. I'm gonna have this shit lit up. It's gonna be Christ light. I'm gonna be walking up and down the frontage road every morning, every night, casting out demons because they're real. And the more we don't think they're real, right? The greatest thing that Satan did was, you know, to paraphrase, I don't know the exact quote, forgive me, but he convinced he didn't exist, right? It's okay to masturbate. It's okay to watch porn. It's okay to change your gender. What else do you want to do, little Johnny? You want to smoke some cigarettes on the freeway? You want to go play with some broken glass? You want to go play with some syringes in the alley where all the meth heads are doing, you know? But I tell you, this neighborhood is getting fucked up too. Across the other side, there's all these fucking meth head crackheads. And I tell you what, once you've been, you know, I used to be addicted to cocaine. And it's not even the cocaine alkaloid. Cocaine is only one alkaloid of, there's 9 other alkaloids in the coca leaf used for ceremonial purposes, but it's very strong, has to be respected like tobacco. But once you've done something, you know what someone is doing. You know, right? And like these Karens, like, you know, have you been smoking marijuana? Like my mom and her daughter, you know, her daughter slamming wine, you know, oh, I think I have a little more. You fucking bitches in your wine. You winos. Shame on you. You know what I mean? And drinking with your, you know, you're raising alcoholics. Now my sister's an alcoholic and she's cold. She never even told me she was moving to Seattle. Oh, I'm in Seattle. You know, after I gave her fucking $600 cash for graduating one time. Very smart, very beautiful, very empathetic. but she's being changed. She wanted to go to school to help animals. There was no one that loved animals more than me and Katie and my brother Fred. I'm trying to find the pictures I've been putting up with Fred. He's got the fish in his mouth, and these are all of me and Fred. Prophetic vision with the we're wearing the Egypt mask. That's all me and Fred growing up. And you know what's crazy is you can see it in our faces. We were so happy before my dad left. Before my dad lost it. My dad almost murdered his with a piece of broken glass over in Clovis, New Mexico. He almost stabbed to death his dad's drunk, drugged out girlfriend. And it's funny because my dad's drunk, drugged out girlfriend was stealing from me as well. It's like this history repeats itself, generational curse. But I do not give a fuck about money whatsoever. And I don't think it should be wasted. I don't think you should just burn it up like the Joker, burn a big pile of money. No. But the whole concept of it is pretty fucked. And money's like a drug. Everything's a drug. Listen to Terrence McKenna. Your clothing are drugs. How you dress is how you feel. That's why, they get men to start wearing feminine stuff. What happens? Not only that, plastics everywhere. Plastics that are getting into our skin, microplastics from all this synthetic bullshit material, Even a lot of my clothing, this fucking suit, I had to wash it so many times so it quit fucking just shedding. And I washed it on Gentle Cycle. Started going all hemp clothing. You know what I mean? Because scientifically proven, it's been shown that this shit is leaching into our skin. I got 2 silver dollars. I got 2 pesos. What's this one? I like old coins. How much for the marijuana? 2 pesos. Gracias. Gracias, senor. How much for marijuana? A couple pieces of gold. I found gold too. It's not hard. There's gold everywhere. We don't need to work ourselves to the fucking grind. For what? And be stressed out for what? I'm feeling better already. Thanks for listening to me. But, Officer Leba talked with me for 3 hours. There's no other police that I've really encountered that would do that for me. But I tell you what, I have encountered a few really exceptional officers, and my great-grandfather and grandfather have served in World War II, Bataan Death March survivors. That's where I get my name. My grandfather's name was Cash Lucard Scarda, and he ruled with an iron stick and strong Christianity. And if you look him up, he had so many lawsuits against New Mexico. He was suing the fuck out of New Mexico too. My feet are all fucked up, all cracked. Oh fuck, walking like an old man. But you know what gives me hope? I went to Subway yesterday because I don't usually go to Subway, but that's the only place that's here that's open. And I just picked up 3 footlongs. I've been starving, right? And this cool guy, you know, so don't get me wrong. I don't think everyone is wants to be part of Satan's army, wants to be a thug, you know. But this is what gives me hope. Acts of kindness, like that lady looking out for my dogs, saying, "Oh, sue the hell out of him." She says, "Oh, I've seen that school bus driver. He drives dangerous. So he's not only doing it in my neighborhood, he's doing it in everyone else's neighborhood." Does this school bus driver have any kids? Does Why are you a school bus driver? You just collecting it, yeah, like the dirty police, you know, fucking. Um, but these acts of kindness. So anyway, we were talking, and I told him, "Sorry, my voice is gone. I blew it out. My neighbor's trying to murder my dogs, and I got in this stupid yelling match with him." And then I finally, I realized like that's silly, and I just said, "Okay, well, come by. I'm over here. $3,000. We'll film it." Hand to hand, and he's like, "You come over here." He's got like 2 teeth, fucking. Uh, but anyway, this cool guy at Subway, uh, we were talking or something, and about age or something. I said, "Yeah, I'm 42. I'm quite a bit older than you, I'm sure." And he's probably about 20, 21, 24, maybe younger. Um, and I said, I never even thought I'd be saying this, but I've had so many encounters with death. Uh, and even as a child, I mean, first time I died was my mom was doing LSD, California. We were visiting her mom and dad, and anyway, but multiple times. That time I almost flipped. I was just telling you about coming down the road. Another time where I went and saw what happens when you die. I drank too much alcohol one night, and I was taking it's called Finabut, and I don't advocate anyone to take it, but it's used for anxiety and stuff, and it's developed in Russia, and it's way less addicting or toxic or anything than anything else like Xanax and shit like that. But I overdosed on it, and I saw what happens when you die. This is the most lucid dream I've ever had. And I've had, you know, demonic encounters with alcohol. No demonic encounters with the truffles though. I might get a little paranoid. Well, I did at first, but and I'm not advocating this, but once you get into 15, 16 grams, you know, of the psilocybinous, right? The psilocin. Um, and that's what makes a man too. That's what makes a woman. I mean, talk about bravery, you know. Go drop go drop some psychedelics. Talk about bravery. Because you're gonna be transporting to other dimensions where um, it can get hairy, And I know for a fact that smoking DMT is insane. I've been to so many different dimensions, but I digress. So we're talking at Subway, right? This cool guy. We're talking about death, and and he said, "Man, you look young as hell." And I've had people tell me this before, especially if I shaved off my beard and trim it all up. I can look like a Backstreet Boy if I wanted to, but I can look even younger. And this is not something I brag about. Like I said, I don't advocate, self harm, violence, anything, but I'm very tired. I don't want to be here anymore, you know. And it's been this way since I was abused as a child. And this is not a pity party. It's just, it's so hard in a world where people act like this. There goes the dogs, they're barking at something. Um, but anyway, what he told me blew my mind. And I mean, other than him being a gentleman and polite, making my sandwiches, I appreciate that. I used to be a server in a restaurant. It's very hard work. People get narcissistic, pretentious while you're trying to help them. Dogs are barking. And it's just coyotes or something. Mountain lions, coyotes, bobcats, bears. I could give a damn about that. The two-legged with the two teeth. The crackheads, what I look out for. There's a bunch showing up in the neighborhood. But anyway, this guy tells me, I said, I never thought I'd be saying this, but God does exist. Uh, and he wants even, he doesn't want to see any of us to be a fallen angel, to use that analogy, right? And I said, I don't preach to anyone or anything like that. It just, I know I've almost died multiple times and I don't, it's a miracle I've been here. And he goes, well, I'm glad you're looking out for us. And I said, man, I do what I can. Like, I don't think I'm doing anything, really. All I think I'm doing is losing my mind. Maybe that's the point, though, right? They say don't lose your mind, but sometimes you got to lose yourself to find it. You got to lose part of you. You got to shed one skin to become another. Caterpillar and a butterfly. Um, but I don't know. The only thing, I don't know what's going on, except I know that God is real. And I know this shit is serious. Life is not a game or a joke, or life is not an illusion. Life is right here, right now. And um, hey, if someone can inspire me like that, and I know everything happens for a reason, and God set that up, I'll accept the message. Because messages don't always come from within; they come from others as well. They can come from enemies. Some of the greatest lessons I've learned have been from all my enemies, my predators, my bullies growing up in high school, the women that have turned on me, multiple, you know. And what's so amazing to me, like my neighbor, before I called the popo on him. And it was funny. He was all yelling at me, all, yeah, 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 yeah. And I should have thrown on the live, but I just didn't have time for it. I was just like, like Bugs Bunny. Shut up. You know how Bugs Bunny talks? Shut up. Fuck. And I'm just like, I turned up my music again. It was all brown, brown, and fucking. Oh no, I had you guys on the live. That's right. I had you guys on the live, and I look over and I see the cop on my frontage road. And this is how everything happens for a reason. Suddenly, my attention is drawn all the way down to the gate. It's kind of hard to see, but I look down and I see the cop. At that moment, this only happened within 3 seconds, and I can tell he was going after him. And then I'm watching over the fence to see, and my intuition told me, God told me, but what happened? He's in jail right now again. I'm sure they pulled him over and he's got all kinds of drugs. And I know he does meth still, his this okay guy Jesse who sold the house to his daughter and meth head husband, boyfriend. I don't even know if they're married. He doesn't like him either. They don't get along. So it's not just me that doesn't get along with this asshole. Obviously, he's been to prison. He brags about it. He's like, the last motherfucker that said that to me, you ain't got, he's all, this is how he talks. You ain't got the balls, little boy. He didn't say it like that, like raspy. He's like, hey, you ain't got the balls, little boy. you know? And that's how he talks to his dog that's starving, that pick ticks off his head. Fat head. Come here, fat head. That's how he talks, like some macho man. Like, macho man. You know what I mean? And he's in prison fucking being a gay lord. That's what happened. That's what happens to guys like that go to prison. I know the gangsters. I never been to prison. I don't got a single fucking record. Because God has helped me. It's not like I got away with anything or done anything. God kept me from crossing the line many times. God kept me from crossing the line yesterday. Where, I really thought he was going to come over. He threw a gas can over the fence. And his dog, who I've yelled at many times, Mr. Burger, for pissing, he calls him Fathead. Even his dog was more scared of him than me. You know why? Because I never laid a fucking pinky on any of these dogs. The one that bit me. None of them. I'm better than that. I will not be that kind of worthless man. But you know what I mean? Uh, and what you say is what you say others are is usually what you're projecting. So he's saying I'm a scared little boy, which is funny because I probably got about 10 years on him, first off. Second off, I guarantee he hasn't been through what I've been through. And I can tell because he'd be humbled if he's gone what I've gone through. I wasn't raised with the silver spoon. Even my little brother, he's spoiled. And he's raising he's a bully. And now my nephews are going to be brats, bullies, bitches. But my door is open. If they ever want to come over and see their crazy uncle and find out, I don't pray. I don't think that's the right word, but I communicate to God. I hope they don't get indoctrinated into Master Path. Sri Gary Olson, Master Path, ex-cult leader. There's no time and space. Wait till I run into you in the astral realm. Wait till I run into you when I'm passing through hell like Constantine, doing Christ's work. We will meet again, you know. I know for a fact, the dream I was talking about, that there is hell. It only makes sense. There's not going to be a nice place where people act like bitches, brats, babies. Animal isn't even, that's not even the right word. Because most animals are more civilized, organized, and definitely not, spoiled. But when you let your dog do whatever they want and dig in your trash, then they dig in everyone else's trash. There's people over here that are trying to clean up this Native American land. And plastic never breaks down. And then recycling's a scam. They just take it and burn it. It goes into the atmosphere. Everything else is just buried in a giant landfill that's leaching into waters and whatnot. I'm blessed that I live on a hill on a mountain here, so we get a good flushes out. There's good well water here. But I tell you what, I was just thinking this morning, I'm picking up trash. I gotta go check the trash again. They better not be getting into the trash. If my neighbor had his way, most of these dogs, except for Boxer, she's a good girl, this place would be disgusting. If I die, when I do, eventually I will have to leave this place. Maybe I'll be haunting it for a little while, get people in order. Who knows? But this place would be a disaster area. If most people had their way, the streets would be loaded with syringes, used needles, piss bottles, shit bottles, diapers. There's some guy, he looks civilized, he's taking a piss in the Walmart parking lot. There's trees everywhere in New Mexico. It's out in the boonies and then there's some demon in the parking lot too, all doing drugs. And I said, motherfucker, Walmart was closing at 10 o'clock, 9:30. And then this demon was all, she's all, and I said, shut the fuck up, demon. And you know what? They did. And when I told those cops, they said, come get some. All right? Threw around the nunchucks a little bit. You want to go? Yeah, you want to threaten me on my property? Or let's go. Just fucking. I even opened the gate yesterday when they're pointing guns at me. They said, shoot me. And I'm not proud of this. Do not do what I do. But I'm not scared of a damn thing. I have nothing to lose, nothing to win, except maybe I can help. See, because the community's tired of it. The sweet old lady I talked to, good friends in Vegas, there's so many stray cats and dogs that people just shoot over here, leave to rot. The New Mexico government did a thing where they just rolled by these fucking pussies popping off cows and wild horses to rot. For what? What the fuck did they do to you? There's a special place in hell. I guarantee you. But look at all the big cities. That's what happens when people turn the other cheek. They just keep turning the other cheek. And oh, it's okay. I mean, if you, you, you like, like Ray Hartwig, principal of Twin Butte Zuni High School, who's made comments about sodomizing 16-year-old girls in his class when he was a teacher. Now he's a principal. And even if he was convicted, the society is so sick, especially New Mexico. They don't care. Oh, you have something wrong with you. You have a disease. It's called alcoholism. No. You like to party. You like to do whatever the fuck you want. If we keep giving a pass, history will repeat itself. We're in for a lot of trouble. And God isn't happy. I mean, do you think the creator of life is happy about us destroying his creation? And we keep doing it. But yeah, I mean, they even have a club called NAMBLA, where they're trying to legalize marriage between a man and a little boy. What the hell? The hell is that? Shit, that ain't my love. And that's why I said, I'm retired now. And it's about time. Because I got heavy metal poisoning, almost died when I was in my 20s. Shout out to Fincham's Enterprises, you old fucking. I'm going to sue you too. I'm going to have your whole business shut down because you're getting people sick, not letting them wear masks, working on trailers, getting all sick. But yeah, you know what I mean? I got a restaurant I'm going to have reported. I'm going to have them shut down. There's a church in Las Vegas, New Mexico. This fucking dirty preacher, this dirty bastard. And he's charging as much for his burritos as Blake's. Blake's Lotaburger, even though they're getting bigger and a little more corporate, at least they don't have mice shit everywhere in their kitchen. There's a poor old veteran back in the church there, and he's offering me, poor guy's offering me a burrito. I'm like, nah, no thanks. You know what I mean? Like, I took it and then I gave it to, a dog on the street. I mean, it doesn't have mice shit in it, but the kitchen is disgusting, man. It's just, these people are crazy. Most restaurants, like, you go in there, there's a fucking layer of grease, there's mice shit everywhere, and they don't care. They're just work around it, work around the cockroaches. But I'm gonna have that fucking church and burrito joint shut down because I don't appreciate you serving that out. I got a sticker. Hold on my. Okay. Start throwing all the burrs and stickers right over the fence. Let's see you track that. You want to throw gas cans and engine oil over my fence. You want to throw your piss bottles on the road. I got my little treats too. I'll just start throwing stickers and burrs. Nothing like a goat head right through you. You know what a goat head is? That's where tribulus comes from. Puncture vine. That shit's sharper than a thumbtack, thicker than a thumbtack. You get one little goat head, little piece of puncture vine, it'll puncture a good bike tire, and it hurts. It hurts about as much as a cholla cactus. It's got all this reinforcement too. It's just amazing. It's kind of a work of art. But these burrs too, I just picked one off. I think it's from it's not burdock root, but it's a cousin to burdock root, and I think it's medicinal. Oh, there it is. Another fucking burr. See that's nature's fun, you know. Nature's way of fucking with you. I'm gonna start laying all the dog shit right next, not on the road, but if any of these cops come again, you know, they're gonna have to fucking maneuver through dog shit that's gonna be laid up and down the side of the road, you know. Ain't nothing wrong with dog shit. Ain't no one walking out there anyway except for me. I'll be walking on the road though. Fuck. Oh, and the little fucking stickers too. Those are a real bitch. You can barely pick them out of some material. Yeah, those dogs better not be fucking with the trash again. I'm trying to be a nice guy. But yeah, you know, I mean, if there's no order, there's no chaos. And chaos, order out of chaos, yeah, but there doesn't need to be chaos, you know. But since there is, since, you know, there's always going to be a force that rebels against God. And what does God do? And I'm not God, but I'm a son of God, a child of God. And what is one to do? You know, am I supposed to just sit here and let them, you know, when I own my property, clear out? And I already paid your taxes for years. I'm retiring now. I'm retiring my anxiety. I don't need anything. You know, give me the Mother Nature and God, give me everything. They can take everything away from me. I have teepees built out there. I'll build a little teepee and I'll still be more civilized and clean. I got a fucking portable shower. You know what I mean? The Native Americans, these tribes that a lot of these racist white people say are uncivilized, you're the ones who are uncivilized. When you point a finger, you got three fingers pointed right back at you. Like my neighbor calling me a scared little boy and saying, "Oh, the last guy that said that to me." I said, "Yeah, roll by and I'll cut your dick off." You know what I mean? Same thing I told the police. And they all retreated. That's amazing to me. Because I'm only 5'4". I know some martial arts. You know, that's what happens when you're a hermit in the woods. What do? Shout out to Ninja Tyler. Ninja Tyler. YouTube him if he's still up. That guy's jacked. And it's funny what he does. He's a straight ninja too. Russian. He's probably related to me. Because I got Czech, German, Russian roots and whatnot, but it's cool. He fucking destroys a TV and everything TV is all the years the TV's wasted. You know what I mean? It's great. It's great. But yeah, wait till I start going live with the Batman full armor, walking down this road with my heat. I got a potato gun, you know, knock you on your ass. People don't, you know what I mean? We're not as dumb as you think. You want us to, hey, New Mexico, since you want us to turn in all our guns, you want all my kitchen knives and rocks and shit too? You want all the sticks that I'm whittling? I got some sticks out there that are more dangerous than you can imagine. Calcified. I calcify the sticks. That's why you don't want your third eye to be calcified. Fuck fluoride. Don't drink city water. I'm going to do a live where I test the city water. I have water strips. This shit is cheap. We should all be doing water tests. We should all be exposing our dirty, corrupt government, racist, perverted, disgusting, disgrace to the force, disgrace to my great-grandfather and grandfather who died for these motherfuckers' leisure, who died for my leisure. And I don't need leisure. I grew up, we go exploring, go play with some sticks outside. We didn't even know it. Me and my brother were already training like warriors. You know? Pap, 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 and then you hit your finger. Oh, shit. That happened a lot. Pap, oh, fuck. Damn it, Fred, you hit my finger. He's laughing at me. Fred was smart as hell, man. God bless him. He would take fucking steel wool. Don't use steel wool. It's garbage. It's flammable, but he takes steel wool in a battery, one of the 9 volts, start a fire with it. He could figure out he could design, he could program a computer program. Fred, they did something to him and he cracked. And then it really fucked him up, even worse, when they put him on Zoloft. Excuse me. But the lives, you know, I'm not doing this for any views. You know, excuse me, I haven't even really looked at the live, but God bless every one of you that's, you know, listens to my 2 cents, you know. And I know there's a lot of you out there that are tired of this corruption. And it's not just something fun to say. We outnumber them. We outnumber all of them. We need to get the courage, the gumption. Stop being so passive, right, Mom? You know what I mean? Sri Gary Olson, my ex-cult leader, Sri Gary Olson Master Path, so that algorithm can pick it up. See, the devil will do my dirty work and pass on to the message. I'm talking about you. Alex Terrible, Ronnie Radke, abusing about, you know, you should be in jail, Ronnie Radke, for abusing women. You ain't tough for going to prison. That means you got caught. That means you let another man put his hands on you. And Lord knows what they do to you in jail or prison. Because once you got the cuffs on, once you've been institutionalized, they do whatever the fuck they want to you, probably. I would die if I went, I wouldn't go to prison. I would die and I would take at least one with me if they wanted. Like that fuckhead, that Vin Diesel wannabe with his pink gun saying, you're gonna go to jail if we see you again, if you're on the street again, right? And then this dyke, her clothes are fucking, none of these cops can move with their skin tight clothes and their tits and vaginas showing everywhere, fucking big old camel toe. Children are around. Put on some loose clothing. What the fuck? That shit ain't comfortable. Digging into your fucking gut, your organs. Those shoes ain't comfortable. You know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? Just, I don't know what to do anymore. But yeah, wait till the lives get, you're going to see a real live superhero here. And I'm going to be working with the community, working with the police, And not because I'm anything special, but because God has had mercy on me. And as long as I'm here, I'm retired now. I ain't working myself to the bone, risking my life. These asshole drivers driving into Santa Fe so that I can be talked down to by these narcissistic. Most people in Santa Fe, just like our transvestite governor, drunk governor, they all need to grow up and just in a big rush, big fuss. Well, you're never going to make me rush ever again in a hurry. I'm on no one's schedule. I choose my clients now, and I don't need any insurance. I can travel to and from in my vehicle legally, by constitutionally, but before that, my God-given right to travel this earth in peace, to use any plant as medicine, to use any plant for any other reason. I mean, as long as I'm not hurting anyone, everything is fucking backwards as you know it. But as long as we have people, that they think oppression and they think that they're better than certain people, we're going to have problems. Because there's still people, you can't get into their head that all life is sacred. There's people in Islam or whatever, they tainted what Muhammad truly said, what the true prophet said. There's no way that God would want a woman to be all covered up and ashamed. And there's no way that God would want a woman to have all her private parts bouncing around, hanging out. I'm too crazy, so a woman wouldn't have anything to do with me. And most women are bitches and witches that it won't even work out because they're not women anymore. Like Lupe Fiasco, too bad he's selling out now. Lupe Fiasco, what are you doing, bro? What are you doing? I went and saw you in the ghetto. That's why I went to sleep. Everyone was surprised there was a white guy. This was before Boxer, my dog. I took a nap in the ghetto in my truck. Well, I stayed the night there. I just camped out. Fuck your dirty hotel full of bed bugs and dust mites you never even clean. I know what goes on in restaurants, hotels. I've seen it all. Been doing pest control for 20 years. But fucking Lupe Fiasco, what are you doing, bro? I doubt you'll see this video, whatever, but now he's preaching AI. Did they replace Lupe Fiasco? Because he's acting like Eminem when they changed him. Now Lupe Fiasco's into AI. He's writing songs with AI. Oh, yeah, my point. You fucking people that are posting reggae and Rasta stuff and it's AI generated. Rasta, man, don't drink no soda pop. You don't drink alcohol. You don't fuck with AI. AI wouldn't know a fucking thing about art or music if it hit him in its stupid robot fucking head. You know what I mean? That's a fucking cancer. AI art. Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. No. Yeah. A video game. Yeah, it's kind of amazing. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, what? So what? What did you do? The meaning of art. That's why I'm putting art up and down this road. Weird shit. Yeah. Nothing that'll nothing perverted, nothing that's gonna hurt the children. But one thing with art, it'll make people slow down because it'll be like, what the fuck is that? You know what I mean? That looks weird. That's one way. Art is powerful. That's why art, the original artists, original musicians, Jimi Hendrix, you know, don't need to get into there's many greats. John Lennon, right? The reason they did art is a deep, deep meaning that most will never understand. And some people do art to sell it. That's why a couple of my friends, you're phony, you know what I mean? Telling me, you know, I show you an art piece and you're like, oh, I think you should do that and that. You don't tell an artist that. Unless they're like Picasso, which is a bunch of scribble, you know, selling garbage for 3,000, you know, these fucking garbage for $5,000, $50,000 on Canyon Road in Santa Fe. A lot of people, you know, they really think that I'm about that money. And if I ever say, nah, I ain't about that money, they'll say, oh, no, you're full of it. Don't ever fucking tell me what to believe or what I know. And money does grow on trees, you know? And the law of attraction does exist because what comes around goes around. And that's why people, that's, you know, this cool guy at Subway saying I looked young. Any reason I do look young is God's mercy. And it's because, like I said, the way I used to drink alcohol, half a fifth of gin throughout the day, addicted to cocaine, addicted to Adderall. I did so much Adderall in one night so many times. I don't advocate this. It's horrible. I should be dead. We're talking 15, 30 milligram snorting up my nose. You know what I mean? Horrible. Don't ever do this. Don't ever get an Adderall prescription, please, because it'll fuck you up. Yeah, and you won't even know. Like John Hooks, Illuminati Congo. You wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know Satan is tinkering with you. Fucking, I don't exist. It's okay. you know. And it's like, oh, it's okay, it's a disease. If you know, if you like, if you like to hurt people and abuse women and children, no, you have a disease or something. Oh, there's something wrong with you. Let's, you know, let's go do some experiments on you, tax paid. Let's put you in a loony bin. Or let's just, like New Mexico, let's take you in, book you, and then we'll release you. Even if you're a fucking, you know, a serial repeat offender. Anyone can Google this. This is disgusting. The governor should be lynched. Fucking tar and feather that bitch. I'm not into violence, but I'm sick of these demons. And wait till I get louder and brighter. I'll get the attention of CNN, Fox News. I know my mission. May sound crazy as hell, but wait till they try and come and possess my property because I haven't paid taxes when I own it flat out, when I've owned it since 2014. And you think I'm just gonna pull my pants down and act like a little sissy boy while you come in and dig up my dad's grave and build your mansion over here? I had a 3-hour talk with Officer Leyba, State Police. I told him about the magic truffles. No, they're not magic, YouTube. Cordyceps lion mane for the algorithm. You fucking dildo breath. Fuck YouTube, you know what I mean? I'll get my own website going too. And any video will fly. You won't censor me. You can't censor God. God has found mercy on me. So I'm going to make good on it. But wait till I get so fucking bright with spotlights blasting out this whole neighborhood of demons and drug addicts and shitty police. Wait till I sue the fuck out of all of them. Cameras facing. I already have 5 cameras down by the road. I already got 3 facing this bitch ass neighbor, and I just announced to him, you're on camera 24/7. And they're in their house like little bitches, and that crackhead's back in jail. That's what my intuition is telling me. I seen the police go after him pretty quickly after he's speeding out, yelling, you know, his bullshit. You know, you're a scared little boy. That's how he talks, like with some kind of like, you know, some kind of fucking, like he's in a movie. You're a scared little boy. Hey, yeah, you bitch boy. He doesn't even talk like that. Normally he's like, hey, yeah, you're a scared little boy. That's how he talks to his dog. You little fat head. Come here, fat head. One time, you know, after this dog, Mr. Burger, I call him Mr. Burger, pissed everywhere, shit everywhere. He scared that dog so much, I thought he was going to murder him. And so I'm still looking out for the dogs that don't respect me. You know why? Because they're animals. They're you know, if I had children and they do something, I'm not gonna hurt them. You know, I'm not gonna abuse them, but I'll never have children. Because a person like me, the state would come in and, you know, they would say he's unfit. And I admit I am unfit. But never have I or never will abuse animals or children, or anyone for that matter. I never even pointed guns back at the cops. I said, shoot me, go ahead. I told the neighbor, go ahead, shoot me then. You know what I mean? He's saying that, he's telling me about my little, you know, popper. That don't scare me. And I said, yeah, I know. We'll come by. We'll one-on-one. He's all, oh, come over here. Yeah, so you can shoot me with your little pea shooter. You know what I mean? And it's not about who's the macho man and talking like that. Hey, little bitch boy. You know what I mean? You don't talk like that. That's not, you know what I mean? I talk how I talk, and it's insane. I scream how I scream, and it's, you know, it is what it is. I am who I am. Come as you are, Kurt Cobain quote. But there's crazy, and then there's crazy. You know, there's people that are going crazy because the world is going crazy. And then there's people that are crazy that can't help it, like my brother Fred. I will find you. You know, and my brother Fred, apparently, you know, he wants to kill me too. I don't know why. But I'm still going to try and find him. I don't disown. Even my mom, if she can break away from her abusive husband, she's come up to me many times crying, asking why he is abusing her. If you can break away from that and the cult, of course I miss my mom. Of course I love them. I miss my dad who just didn't even care. It was just a big party to him, you know? And that's what society wants too. That's just one of the avenues that, you know, Satan will let you have is, you know, I can't do anything about it, so I'm just going to start drinking alcohol to suppress the anxiety. And the anxiety, you know, it's like, oh no, depression is a disease. You know, alcoholism is a disease. It's not your fault. Oh, it's, you know, come here. There's all this fake love. Oh, come here, sweetie. No, it's not. A disease doesn't exist. Cancer doesn't exist. It does in Satan's world, in the devil's world, it does. And the dark force here, whatever you want to call it, is working very hard at just playing, at doing whatever the, you know, that's their idea of work. We like to have fun at work. This dumb bitch, I'm going to sue, that grabbed my ass when I was in line at the grocery store one time. And just because I'm a man, you think you can disrespect me like that? What if I was a child or a woman? But since, you know, uh, you know, enough is a fucking enough. You know, and these people like my neighbor, he's silly, saying, I didn't do shit to you. You're the one who started it. See, that's why I can tell he's scared. Because he apologized before. I'm sorry. Yeah, because you realize, you know, you may be crazy, but you haven't been what I've been through. You haven't lost what I've lost. You have your whole family over there. You know what I mean? You were helped out with your house. I know it. You know what I mean? You bought, you know, your Jesse, the original one over there. He was okay, but he didn't care about animals and or about trash. And, you know, just disrespecting the land. But I know he cut a deal because, you know, my daughter, you know, I'm going to sell it to my daughter for a cheap price. Probably just gave it to her, whatever, right? Handy dance. Well, I worked for everything in my life. And there was a great day before my dad passed. There was some inheritance. When I worked for Orkin Pest Control, and I had two vehicles. I bought my little brother a Corvair, which he didn't fix up. I should have held on to that 66 Corvair. But I had two vehicles. I had an Orkin truck. I was renting a nice little place. I didn't need anything. There's something really special about, working for for what you have. I gotta go check on the trash real quick. Hold on. Fucking limping around. It's okay. Like I said, there's children getting bombed right now, so I ain't complain. You better not be fucking with the trash. Hey! Shut up. You alright? Come on, Bucks. You okay, man? Come on, Bucks. Come on, buddy. Come on, Bucks. Okay. You want to come back? Come on. Hold on. Hold on, buddy. Hold on, Bucks. Hold on. Good girl. Yeah. Boxer's a good girl. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. It's okay. Wait a minute. Let me clean up these boxes. I just got Boxer's hair grooming kit. Oh. Yeah. We just got your hair grooming kit, Boxer. We give you a nice vacuum. Yeah, doggy vacuum. There you go. There you go. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's okay. I'm sorry. I wasn't yelling at you. I know. Oh, I gotta drink some water. Can't get enough water. Fuck. But I'm very blessed to have clean water I can drink. They still haven't cleaned up that water in Flint, Michigan. Oh, so sad. Good box. Yeah. It's okay. Good girl. There. You want a little treat? There you go. There we go. Give Boxer a little treat. There you go. There you go. Oh, man. But yeah, I'm gonna start. Wait, like I said, wait till the the state has already laughed at me at my attempt to register the sanctity of not only my father's grave, but they look at dogas is this original term for dog is it's linked to Sirius, cannabis, ganja. But anyway, there's so many dogs that have died in my arms here that have died from parvo that I tried to help. But that's how they get parvo. Like my neighbor has them locked up together. It's common sense. That's how everyone gets sick when we can't. That's why I'm setting up. I have my bathroom, but I'm going to start an outhouse away from the house. Keep where you shit away from where you eat, right, community? But wait till they come and try and pull that shit. Try and possess my house for not paying their trash bill when I own this property and I don't litter. I just take my trash into town, put it in a dumpster, in a bag, wrapped up. You know what I mean? And, but wait till they come and try that shit. I'll be on CNN, Fox News, fucking bullshit news. There'll be a crazy man in the mountains sticking up for his freedom.